Alrighty, so the top is all glued up, milled down flat. I think it ended up being about 40 mil thick all up. So I'm just filling in a couple of little hairline cracks, so I'm just waiting for that to dry. As well as that, I've got another little piece that I've just glued up that'll make sense later. But now, while I'm waiting for everything to dry, I thought I'd get started on the base cupboard, the carcass, whatever you want to call it. So I've just got a bit of form ply that I've had laying in the shed for a bit. I was going to use it for some other project, but I've changed my mind. So I'll see if I can utilise it for this. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the whole thing out of this sheet in full panels, so I might have to get a bit creative on how I build this little thing. But anyway, the idea is just to make a simple little, I don't know, like a little cupboard, I guess, just to hold all the tops and stuff like that. So yeah, start cutting this up and put it together. So let's go. Righto, so just going to get the top now that she's all dry, give her a bit of a test fit on the box now, and then I can work out how I'm going to cut it. I've got to sand it back, cut the hole out for the sink you'll see in a minute. So yeah, let's get her over. Ripper. It's pretty good. I've got no wobbles, which I'm happy with. So what I'll do now is I'll just sand off all this putty and stuff that I had filling in all those little cracks. So I'll sand that off so I've got a flat surface, and I'll cut the ends off and get it prepped for the next stage. So let's do it. All right, so I've had to go bloody fork out and buy another sander. But anyway, so I just got a little Makita, what is this? BO5031, 125mm orbital sander. So it's not the bottom of the range, I think it's like the next one up. It's the only one that had like variable speed and that sort of stuff. So got that. Hopefully this does a little better than my little Ryobi one that I had. What do we got here? A little dust thing, probably will never use that. Piece of sandpaper, how lucky. And the sander. So yeah, let's go. Righto, so I've had a few different ideas on how I'm going to sort of tackle this, but what I've decided is I'm going to actually screw the bench down. So that's why I put these little rails in. So what I'll be able to do now is just bang some screws straight into the underside of the bench, and that way I know it's firmly placed down, because I want to cut the hole for the sink out, but I don't want to leave that timber after I've cut the hole to be sort of, you know, susceptible to warping or whatever. So I want to have it all screwed down so I can cut the hole out, and then I know it's all fixed down, because I also want to put a few little trim pieces around the edge. So I'll just grab the board. So I'll screw the top down, and then I'm going to actually get these little trimmer bits and I'm going to glue them to the edge, so that gives it a little bit of a finish. So I don't have any of these cracked ends sort of showing. Thought it would just finish it off a bit nicer as well. So that'll let me do that, give it a bit more strength, and yeah, then we can get cracking onto the next bit. So let's do that. Righto, so I've just been going hammer and tong, just trying to get it done. So I've just filmed it, haven't really spoken too much about what I've done so far. So, can't remember even where I even started talking last, but so laminated all timber, flattened it, sanded it all back, got it all nice, mounted it to the base. And then what I've done later is I've decided I want to put like a little trimmer piece all the way around. So I've gone ahead and done that. Flush cut it all to the top and cut the hole out for the sink. So where I'm at now, I've just done the same thing to another few boards here just to get a little sort of raised bar section, I suppose you'd call it. So the idea is I have a kind of a waterfall edge. So panel will come up, I'll cut this and it'll sit probably about that far out, up at about that level. So you can store a few drinks underneath there, and then after you've made a couple, you can just sit them on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and, I don't know, work out how I'm gonna do this. So I'm thinking I'll be able to bang in a couple of screws from underneath to hold up one side. I'll 45 the little upright for the waterfall, shoot across, cut that off, work out some sort of support system because got an idea of what I want to sort of clad the outside of this with. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see how we go. And then yeah, I was going to laminate the little trim bits on this too, but I thought I might leave that till a bit later because if I can't get that 45 looking all nice, at least I've got opportunity to hide it with the little trimmer bits. So anyway, so yeah, let's just get stuck into it. Righto, so I've just clamped up that little piece, just knocked up before, and I'm just trying to sort of nut out exactly how I'm going to sort of make this work. So what I'm thinking is, I've just got a bit of offcut of the ply here, so I'm thinking of making like a little panel that'll just fix into here somehow, and that'll give it that sort of rigidity on this side, because I'm going to run some vertical panels up the front face. So that'll give me something to hold this in square and then something to screw back to for the front pieces. It will run across the front like that. How I make that look neat, I'm not too sure yet, but yeah, stay tuned, see what I come up with. Righto, so while I give that a chance to dry properly before I can take it out of those clamps, I'm going to knock up a quick little shelf inside, so I'll just split it, I don't know, somewhere along there. I'll work out a nice little spot for the things that we want to put in there, just probably cups and stuff like that. And then I'm going to work on the front, so I'm going to clad the front with a few of these pallet slats that we've sanded down, so I'll just rip them straight. And we'll go from the base to the underside of the top, so it'll just butt in up there, and then it'll get cut. And I'll go from the top to the underside of the higher bar section. So the same pallet will run through up onto both sections, and that'll finish off flush with that. I've got to put another little rail in there just so they fill in flush. And yeah, get cracking onto it. Let's do it. Righto, so got that bit done. Next, I've got to pull it all down, give it a proper sand, get it ready for the finishing process. So let's do it. Righto, sanded, done. Next, can finally start getting some finish on all this timber. Beautiful. Righto. She's all polished up now. Bloody looking schmicko. So, I've just done a couple of coats, let it soak in there for a fair bit, and then went back over it again, just really worked in another coat, and then went over it with the buff and just really pretty much spun it as fast as it could go, just to really get that sheen to it. So now that we've done that, let's put it back together, and then I've got another little surprise for you at the end, so stay tuned. Righto, so job done. She's all polished up, looking schmick, and I reckon she's looking pretty good if you ask me. And in the background, Brittany's been working up on a few little extra bits. So the little offcut that we had from the sink, we actually made a little chopping board type thing. So I thought I'd just go over what I've done. So obviously we've got the bench top, the little raised section. So the idea of this is we've got a few little bottles that we can put up here. So while you're mixing them or whatever, you can just store them behind the raised section there. Once you made your drink, pop it up the top. Easy done. So here we've got the sink, and we've got the built-in little chopping boards. So the idea of these are, when you're not using it, you can leave the chopping boards on there, and it's sort of, you know, it's a bit of a dust cover or whatever. And then you can either take one out, pop it in the shelf, and then this is going to get filled up with ice. So you can chuck the ice straight in your drinks, have a few drinks in there or whatever, and then you can still chop up a few little limes here as you're going along. And when you want to close it back up, grab your other half, bang her on. So with the chopping boards, we didn't use the hard wax, we just used the kitchen grade wax, obviously, because that's going to be used as a chopping board. So nothing too serious, just a few little limes or whatever. So that's that. So underneath, we've just got obviously the shelf and the sink. So just got a drain straight out of the sink into a bucket, you know, just something easier in the night when all the ice is melted. You can just drain all out there. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you reckon. Give us a like, give us a comment, and remember to hit that subscribe button because it really helps out the channel. On top of that, I've chucked in a few extras for you. So enjoy.